You know that $4.99 rotisserie chicken that feels like a steal? Europe looked at the secret ingredient that keeps it juicy and said no. Not because of taste, because of risk. Phosphate injections help the bird hold water and weight, but regulators across the Atlantic restrict them over kidney and heart concerns. If seniors in your life eat this weekly, you'll want to see exactly how that bargain is engineered. Stay with me. By the end, you'll know what to scan on the label, what it does in your body, and smarter swaps that won't tax your kidneys. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You think you're paying for chicken, but the scale is doing you no favors. A lot of that weight rides on water the bird was primed to hold. That spread between meat and moisture is the trick that keeps the price low and the pan drippings high. Let's start with the secret ingredient.
They're convenient and available at many grocery stores, but as Consumer Reports explains, beneath that golden brown skin could be sodium, and a lot of it.
The suit also says the chickens are bred too quickly, and they are unable to stand on their own, and that they die from hunger, thirst, injury, and illness.
Stephanie Pappas makes mealtime healthy and simple by roasting her own chickens.
It's so nice and very convenient to have that roasted chicken.
Processors inject phosphate solutions into the meat to boost moisture, bind water, and keep the bird plump on the shelf. It's not marinade magic. It's chemistry deployed before the bird ever hits a rotisserie. The mix slips between muscle fibers, changes how proteins behave, and flips the switch from drip to soak. Phosphates act like tiny sponges. They raise the meat's pH and open up protein structures so they can grab and lock in water. More water, more weight, same price tag. That heavy, juicy feel you get when you lift the container isn't just cooked fat and natural juices doing the work.
In the refrigerator that you can just pull out, put it together some things, and 15-20 minutes later you have dinner.
The suit alleges Costco subjects chickens to cruel deaths in violation of state laws.
An even shorter shortcut? Rotisserie chickens from the grocery store. They're tasty, convenient, and inexpensive.
It's water the bird was engineered to cling to. Here's the tension. The bird looks glossy and fresh, but across Europe, regulators put tight controls on these additives in certain meats and cap total phosphate load. They took a harder line because of links to kidney strain, mineral imbalance, and higher heart risk, with older adults being the group that pays fastest. The U.S. remains looser on injected poultry, so the same plump is easier to sell here. The research angle is plain. High phosphate intake throws off calcium balance and can drive vascular problems.
And chicken is a high-protein, low-saturated fat meat. But don't assume all rotisserie birds are a good choice.
Costco is facing a lawsuit over its popular rotisserie chickens. A group of shareholders filed the lawsuit against the company over its treatment in raising chickens.
Consumer Reports nutritionists say you might be surprised at what goes into some rotisserie chickens. Literally.
Your kidneys are supposed to clear the extra, but when they don't keep up because of age, meds, or reduced function, it builds. That's where strain shows up. Think of it like pouring sand into a filter. A new filter pushes it through. A worn one clogs. Check the label on a store-bought rotisserie, and you'll often see sodium phosphate, or a phosphate blend. That's your tell. A roasted chicken you make at home doesn't need that to stay tender. Salt, thyme, and heat do the job without re-engineering the meat. The texture will be different. Less bounce. More honest chew.
To keep the birds moist and tasty, they are often injected with a solution that can include sugar, processed ingredients, and unfortunately a lot of sodium.
Costco has now removed the product from store shelves. Anyone who did eat that chicken salad and got sick with diarrhea or abdominal cramps, you're asked to consult with your healthcare provider.
Consumer Reports evaluated the nutritional information and ingredients for rotisserie chickens from 7 supermarkets and warehouse clubs.
There's another layer here. Sodium. Those solutions don't only carry water. They often pack extra salt. Add the seasoned skin, rubs, and any brine the bird saw earlier in the plant, and you've stacked the deck. It's easy to tip your daily sodium over the edge with a few slices, which nudges blood pressure the wrong way. It tastes good, sure. It also keeps you thirsty and back for more. Why does Europe's stance matter? It shows what happens when policy treats additives as a health load to manage, not just a production tool.
Costco's famous rotisserie chickens aren't much better. Lower sodium options are Kroger's Simple Truth rotisserie chickens.
If you bought the salad from any Costco store on or before November 20th, you're advised not to eat it and throw it away.
It's so easy to roast a chicken at home. We recommend you don't wash it, just season it, put it in a 350-degree oven until a meat thermometer reads 165 degrees.
Tighter limits on where phosphates can go and how much total phosphorus can sit in a meat product mean fewer sponges in the food chain. On this side of the Atlantic, the rules let injected poultry slide through. You end up with the same bird by name, built very differently on the inside. The real kicker is value. That $4.99 looks heroic because water is cheap.
And it'll be delicious and a lot less sodium.
Your chicken will last for up to 4 days in the fridge or 4 months in the freezer.
A heads up this morning about a rotisserie chicken salad that was sold at Costco. The CDC says it might be contaminated with E. coli.
And water sells by the pound when it's locked inside protein. Phosphates help the meat hold liquid, keep a rosy, moist look under heat lamps, and stretch shelf appeal. Great for margins. Not great for kidneys that already work overtime. If you buy it weekly, the tally doesn't show up on the receipt. It shows up in what your body has to clear.
Cut it in pieces and wrap them tightly or store them in a covered container.
You may be thinking of a fancy cup of coffee, but we're talking about an irresistible store-made rotisserie chicken.
PR says the best time of day to grab a chicken is between about 4 and 7 p.m. Many supermarkets cook up a fresh batch every 2 to 4 hours.
So what's the practical read? If you want the convenience, you don't have to swear off chicken. You do want to spot the chemistry fast. Turn the container and look for sodium phosphate, phosphate blend, or similar. Short ingredient list? Better. No injection? Even better. If you're cooking at home, skip the pump and use thyme and salt the old-fashioned way. Now that you know what makes the bird cheap and juicy, let's break down how to spot it fast and swap smarter without giving up convenience. We'll stick to quick tells and simple moves you can use on your next run, so you get the ease without the extra load. The truth is that low price rides on water-binding chemistry, not kitchen skill. Great for margins, not great for seniors trying to keep phosphate and sodium in check. If kidneys run slower, this load adds up. You can act on it today. Scan labels for sodium phosphate or any phosphate blend. Pick uninjected birds, or roast at home with salt, thyme, and heat. Share this with the person who grabs the weekly rotisserie so they know the trade. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.